am I missing something? We both saw Anora, and this was after a lot of the hype. People were like, "This movie's amazing."
Yeah.
It became a front runner, and I saw it, and Shelby was like, "Oh yeah." I was a little like underwhelmed. I was like, "Okay, interesting."
Yeah.
And right, it's a woman-led movie. I was like, "Okay, like
Yeah.
cool,
Oof.
interesting." But I watched it, and when it was over, I literally was like, "Huh." That's how it ends. I was a little disappointed, and I just and some people were like, "Oh, I loved Anora." I think it's overrated. I'm shocked. Best Picture worthy.
It's kind of crazy.
I think it's a statement being like, "Yes, we love independent film. Go to the movie theater. Woo woo woo!" Like this is a movie with a bunch of actors I've never heard of, which is great. But I'm like, why is this the Oscar darling? I genuinely don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Why do people love this movie? It just felt like they decided to pick a movie and be like, okay, so this is one's gonna win, even though I thought it was predictable. I was like, okay, they're gonna find Vanya in the bar that she used to work at. She's gonna get embarrassed. She's gonna get into a fight. Like I knew what was gonna happen. Like I knew what was gonna happen the whole movie. I was like, okay, they're not gonna get married. All this stuff. So I was just really surprised that people were like, wow, so well done, so unexpected, twists and turns, such a wild movie. Am I missing something? How did you feel about Anora?
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I think because it won the Palme d'Or at Cannes, and then all of a sudden became the front runner, my expectations were very, very high.
Yes.
And I believe this can happen when a movie's expectations get too high. Same with Everything Everywhere All at Once for me. People were like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. It's amazing. I finally saw it and I was like, for me. So I do think I have had issues when a movie is so like well regarded, best movie ever, and then I see it and it's like, I think the expectations were too high.
Yeah.
So I think it fell prey to that for me. I also just think it was a little too sexual. I know it was about, a sex worker in a strip club. Like, I understand that. But sometimes I think people like to do that just for the sake of it. And I think it was a little too much. And to your point, I think the whole time I was like, okay, I guess.
I get it. She's a stripper. He has money.
Yeah. I guess I was hoping for a little more. That's all.
I was expecting a lot. And people were like, this movie's insane. I was like,
yeah, I was just hoping for a little more. They were like in the house for so long. Like I was like, okay.
Like I get it. Like she's in the house,
Yeah.
So Anora disappointed me. So I'm very surprised that it got so much love and it swept. I'm very surprised.